Welcome back again to my channel, everyone. My name is Ajibola, and you're welcome to Ajibson's channel. Today, we're going to be doing something very simple and elegant. This is a two-piece set, and I'm going to be showing you how to create this without use of patterns. So, if this is what you like to learn, kindly watch till the end. So, we're going to be cutting out the trouser of this two-piece. It's a palazzo trouser, and this is the fabric I'm using. You can see that I folded my material into two, wrong side facing me, and you can see where I wrote my starting point and the way I placed my tape measure 2 inches above before measuring my full length plus 2 inches sewing allowance. So that 2 inches I left out is for our band. So from the starting line there, I'll be marking downward to my waistline. I'll be marking it out, making sure that my 2 inches waistband is out on my tape measure. And I will be ruling it out this way. When that is done, I will still place my tape measure 2 inches away to mark my crotch depth line, and I'll be putting the measurement there. I added 1 inch to that calculation in order to make my crotch area free. You can add 1.5 depending on how free you want your crotch area to be. Now I'm going to be putting in my hip circumference measurement plus 2 inches, and I will put the same measurement on the starting line, and I'm going to be ruling it out this way. So the next thing is to put our crotch curve for the front. I'll also be putting the calculation on the screen for you to see. So when that is done, I'll be measuring from my crouch to the center fold there, and I will be putting the measurement at the M line minus 1 inch because I do not want it to be too wide at the M. You can decide to use the exact measurement on the M area depending on how big you want your M of your trouser to be. So I'm going to be using my ruler to connect it from the M point to the crouch point there. And we are almost done. We are actually done with the front pattern of a trouser. So I'm going to be cutting it out in order to be able to cut out my back pattern. And I used a lot of pins for this project because my fabric was dancing here and there. So I'm just going to cut. So the next thing I'm doing is to place my front trouser pattern on the folded fabric that I had already done for the back pattern. So you would notice that there are a lot of allowances on the top side of the waist and on the side. This is because the back trouser pattern is bigger than the front. So I'm extending my crouch line, my hip line, and I'm also going to extend my waistline. So I'll be putting in my back crouch measurement from the place where my front crouch stops. Then I added 1.5 inch on the crouch line there. This is for the back. And I'm going to be connecting my crouch to the line this way, my back crouch to line this way. Then I extended my waistline and I went upward by 1.5 inches. This is to create room for your bum permit for your bump at the back. So I would be connecting it this way towards the front waistline this way in a slanted manner like this, so you can see it. And along the inseam line there, I just added 1.5 inches. This 1.5 is including my sewing allowance straight down. Then I will be connecting it with my ruler, all those points. So what we're going to do next is to split the center folds for both the front and the back. which you see me do here. I'm just slitting them open so that we can have 4 pieces of trouser patterns. So for the pockets of the trouser, it's just a normal basic pocket whereby I came down by 8 inches to draw my curve out this way, and I drew the other curve to form a capital letter D. But this form of D has a deeper curve underneath, as you can see me do here. And I'm going to cut out 4 pieces for our trousers. And mind you, I started with the trouser first because I was skeptical about the amount of fabric I have. So I am going to mark 1 inch downward from my waist this way, and I'll be placing my pocket pieces on each side of the trouser pattern, making sure that the straight part is aligned with the side of my trouser this way from that 1 inch, and I'll be pinning it together this way, right side facing each other. Then I'll also be doing the same for the back pattern, and I'll pin it, this way. So I'll be stitching along that line using my sewing allowance, and I'll also be top stitching. After doing that, this is my front trouser pattern. I would align it this way and sew along that crouch line, and I did the same for the back pattern. Whatever you do for the front, you do for the back. So I'm just going to join the front with the back like this. So you're going to make sure that they are aligned on the sides. So I'll be sewing along my sewing allowance of ½ inch. I also went ahead to sew the inseam and interlock it. Next thing I'm doing is to cut out a strip of fabric for my band using 2.5 inches on a fold for the width, and the length will be the trouser waist circumference. Now I'm going to sew along the two edges this way, leaving a space for my drawstring. When that is done, I will be placing that part I sewed to join this strip together. I'll be placing it on the um, center of my front pattern, and I'll be pinning it all through round this way, and I'll go ahead to stitch all around, which I've already done. Then I'll fold my band like this, and I'm going to stitch it up, fold it and stitch it up to cover the raw edges. So this is the final part of it, the kimono top. I went ahead to fold the remaining piece of my fabric into 4. So I came down by 1 inch there at the edge, and I'm putting my neck width of 3.5 inches, and I'm going to connect both points together to create my shoulder slant. From that 1 inch slant, I came down by 9 inch. You can do that bigger than that depending on how wide you want your sleeve to be. And I am going to come inward by 1.5 inch there, this way, and I'm going to measure what I have there and replicate it on the hem of my trouser, my kimono top, I'm sorry. Then I'm going to mark it, connect the point this way. So this is basically one of the easiest designs you can cut for yourself. I'm going to cut it out this way. So I'm just going to pin it in place because the fabric was slippery. So after doing that, I will be going to the neck part. I will be using 3 inches or 2.5 inch for my neck, front neckline, and 1.5 inch for my back neckline. So remember that this design has a V cut. Well, I'm going to cut out my back neckline first and the shoulder slant this way. So remember the top has a small V shape there. So I'm going to be going downward by about 2 inches and ½ inch from the center fold. And I'll be drawing a very small V shape. So before cutting it, I'll be separating the back piece from it. Guys, do not forget so you will not make a mistake. So after cutting the front neckline out, I'm going to be cutting the small V shape, and we are basically done with the cutting of our kimono. Now I've gone ahead to bias the neckline, join the shoulder, hem the sleeves and the hem. I've interlocked it. I'm just going to sew the sides together using my sewing allowance, and voila, this is the end product of it. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. You can style this with your slippers, your sneakers, your sandals, and even with heels. Is kind of a versatile design outfit you can wear on almost all occasions. So this is the AI version of it. If you've not watched my video on how to bring your designs to life with AI, I'm going to be dropping the link. Until then, bye.